Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our regular Facebook Live with Sheryl and Eva. Now, as you know, Cheryl's going to be here every second. Our topic today here is manifesting your best life. I think that's a really great topic for today. And see if there's anything I have to do. Nothing yet. All is good. So, manifesting your best life, it is a great topic because we all are working toward to create our life, to better our life. And sometimes the things don't exactly go the way as we want it to go. Sometimes we have to learn to be creative and tweak our little things around and find that right way. What is it that will help us to manifest the life that we want? Now, hi Sylvia, hi Jean. I know that Cheryl's gonna be here every moment, so let me just talk for a little bit before she comes, right? You know, guys, I like to talk. And so I know that some of you have already seen the message I posted today about 333 and about our synchronicities to the 333. And today morning I opened my Facebook and there was this message from the 2015 when we started our project of 333. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit slow here. I'm trying to add the Sheryl here on the camera. And Sheryl, send me one more time the request so I can click on it, please, if you hear me. I'm here. Okay, let me see. Okay, there it goes. You know, every time there's... So she should be here every second. Anyway, so with our going back with my very, very slow story is that today morning I opened the Facebook. There was a reminder, 3-year reminder of the, hi Sheryl. I'm just gonna quickly
Hi.
finish my story. Good.
Yeah.
So that was a 3-year reminder of our time traveling project that we opened in 2015, and we were quite questioning with Tom if it's the right thing to do, and we really wanted to build a community, a physical community, but there was not enough money to build it. So we kind of decided to just work on that energy and see what's going to happen in the future. And so today, interestingly enough, on the 7-11 and the month away from the Harmonic Convergence, there was this message that we do have a community, that we have this fantastic community that created with all of you guys in a totally different way. And we just have to start, work for it. And then the Sheryl join us and all our other, join us. And there are quite a few people from our first project of 333 join us. And it's this beautiful affirmation how that the life sometimes doesn't go the way as we want it, but if we continue working with it, it's definitely gonna turn out the way in a better, much better way than you plan it to do. So now going out to the Cheryl, I just wanted to share the story quickly. How are
Oh,
you?
I'm glad you did. Hi, it's good to see you. And everybody that's joining us, thank you so much for being with us. I know it's such a beautiful group and energy, and like everything that I get just confirms that we're exactly where we're supposed to be doing exactly what we're supposed to do at this time. So it's just beautiful to gather together and do this.
Absolutely, and I'm just blown away how the community grew and how we're sharing here and how what a positive and beautiful energy here is. And I know that we have to kind of set it in the beginning that there's no politics and there's no promotion, and we have our Fridays where we can do it. So there are definitely some rules, but I think that rules really work when they are set with love. They work to make us all happy, to make it kind of work nice, and it's a place that grew, I would say, is beyond any of our expectation, right?
Yes. Yes. And thank you, Tom. You've been working so hard behind the scenes to help bring everybody in and welcome everybody and keep this beautiful energy going. So thanks to everyone who's doing their part. And yeah, it's amazing.
Right. So you opened a new program on your website. Tell us about it, Cheryl. I know I
Yeah.
was so excited about it, and whenever I go to our website, I see like the banner change and it gets bigger and more exciting. It was like, yes, that's what it is.
It is exciting to do something new. And I created this program because it really was something that I was looking for in my own journey that I didn't find, which was kind of how to bring everything together. I went through such a vast awakening process. And so my program is really it's about coming home to ourselves in a loving, compassionate way every day and building habits to do that. And that's a nice foundation, right? And from there, getting better at tuning into our higher self, our own intuition, as well as our guidance to get our own answers and confirm them and live in a conversation rather than just wandering around by ourselves, and how to balance those two. And from that place to manifest, which is such a fun topic. I get a lot of people saying, I want to talk about manifesting. Come talk to us about manifesting. And manifesting is beautiful stuff, but it's so important that we come from the right space so that we don't create the fall all over again. And I love being in a group where I can say that and people know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So share us a little bit more about manifesting. How do we manifest? I'm sure that everybody's there like, what is the secret of
Okay.
manifestation? That's
Well, I wanted to start with what the program is about because I think it's so important that we come from a grounded place, from a whole place. Because I know for a long time for me, manifesting was something I wanted to do because I thought that I could manifest myself to some state of happiness or to some state of completion. And that's not manifestation at all. It's like a dead end road. So you can burn yourself out on it, or you can come home to yourself first, and then from that place of self-love and following our guidance, we can really look at what am I here to manifest. And it is fun to play with our creator abilities as long as we're doing so in a way that's in harmony with the life around us and with the planet. So other than that, there's just a lot of ways to manifest. My favorite place to start is gratitude, because it seems counterintuitive to say, well, why would I say that I'm glad to be right here if I want to be somewhere else? But until we learn how to be glad we're right here and grateful for that, deeply grateful for that, we just don't manifest anymore. Has that been your experience too, Ava?
absolutely. Whenever I would go and whine to my friend and the teacher, she says, okay, Eva, sit down and write the 10 things you are grateful about. And you at that moment, it was like, I don't really want to write down what I'm grateful about. I have a problem. And she says, no, you sit down, write the 10 things what you are grateful about. And I found myself whenever I get stuck, when I want to be upset or anything, I don't know. So I go, okay, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. And then, I'm grateful. And it can be anything, for the cup of tea I have, for the crystal I have, for the children that are behaving today, for, the life that I have. And it really fills you with that beautiful, uplifting energy that doesn't matter what goes in your life. Suddenly you stop yourself and you go like, wow, I have this. At this moment, I have this, and doesn't matter if I don't have it tomorrow or something else, but I have it, and it's beautiful. So yeah, it started with the rampage of the gratitude, and then I think it really sets you on the journey. I think that's what you do in video program, to really explore of who am I, like not what is it that I want, but right, but then it goes, who am really I? Where is it I'm coming from? Where is it? And I think that's very very grounding, kind of coming back. And I think that it can also be a little bit intimidating, right? That not many people really want to go. There's like, I know who I am. I just want that. Like that cake in the store, that looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
I know. So it's like the last thing we want to do. And I've also had people say to me, well, if I'm grateful for this, aren't I telling the universe I don't want anything else? And it's the opposite. It's what we focus on expands. So we're either focusing on gratitude and abundance,
Mhm.
and not the abundance that we wish we had, the abundance that we already are.
Yes.
If we focus on that, we create a frequency that attracts to us more of that. If we focus on what we don't have, what we wish we had, what we aren't, then all we do is see more of what we aren't. They're both endless roads. So which road are you on, right? I love that question. It's so true.
Absolutely. No, I have people who go and I, this is the great example of one of my very early client and student who got fired from his 15-year-old job. And I says, well, what did you wish for? What did you meditate it over? Like, how did it happen? It didn't make a sense. And he says, well, I was wishing that I have a little bit more time for this work. And out of the blue, he got fired out of the job. Just, the universe says, hey, you want to have more time? We give it to you. We will be more than happy to give it to you. But he received it in a totally different way than he wished for. So it also go, be careful what you wish for, right? How you said this, intentions and the gratitude and so much on. I always find that really it's good to look, where you are and where did you come from and we all have that story of our past, what happened. Like with Tom, I'm just kind of like writing this right of this affirmation today of the community, which was really good because at some point we were really bumped with Tom about it. And now I'm really grateful that we never gave up there. I'm grateful that we continue on our journey. I'm grateful that we sold our house in the Chicago even though we had a complication. I had to sell it for much less money than we expected. But yet we says, okay, you know what is it that we want? Do we want to move forward or one more, get stuck? And so sometimes the life gives you the lemon that you have to learn to make the lemonade with it. But you know what? The lemonade may be the best drink that you ever drank.
Yes, yes, and that's part of it too. You're absolutely right. It's letting go of what it looks like. Like we have to let go of the how because we want to control it. We want to say, okay, I want this and I want it to look like this. It's so great when the universe, I just love saying to the universe, surprise and delight me. Show me how fun this can be. Show me how this can really look. And sometimes it doesn't look at all like I expected. And, that's why I love having enlightened people around me to say, Sheryl, that's exactly what you just asked for. Oh, so it's going to look like that. So
Yeah.
I do it too, right? So it's great to have people around us that support that kind of thinking. And I want to say, please, if you have questions about how to manifest your greatest life, please post those questions and we'll do our best to answer them.
Absolutely.
So the next thing you already mentioned, which is affirmations. And I struggled with affirmations. I felt like I'm lying to myself, right? I'm looking at my empty wallet and I'm saying, I am abundance. I am abundance. And finally somebody explained it to me in a way that I really could get. And they said, what if you are a perfect soul having a human experience and your true nature is perfection? And when you say an affirmation, you're declaring your truth, your deepest truth, rather than looking at the temporary situation that you've put yourself into. And you're reminding every cell in your body with every time that you affirm that, this is my truth, this is my truth. And that's why they work. Do you have something to add to that, Ava, about affirmations?
Absolutely. So, when Tom and I get together, we kind of struggle financially a lot. And so it was kind of, as you said, it gets hard, like saying, I'm abundant, I have as much money in the universe. Then you go to the grocery store and, just the bill and you go like, oh man, I'm going to stretch it out, it's going to be, and you kind of like choke up inside. And then I heard some video, I don't really even remember who was it, and he says, it doesn't matter if you are by the register and you're paying the $1, you're paying the $100. But at the moment, you kind of imagine yourself, because you have it, you went by this, I don't know, $1 item or the, I don't know, $100 grocery item, you have it in your wallet. It's not that you are there for a nasty surprise. You are there, and he says, at that moment, just give the gratitude that I here give my dollar to the dollar store here, and I'm grateful because it goes back to these people who get paid and who the store's gonna grow and so much on. And so I started to practicing it instead of choking up on it. I would start practicing it of feeling it that I am rich and I can afford to buy it. And again, it doesn't matter if it's dollar, $5, or $10. And then I think I started to getting into that moment of now and really like feeling it at the moment, right? And then later on, I found the work of the Neville Goddard. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the work of Neville Goddard.
Mm.
He already passed away. He has all the lectures on the YouTube. He takes the Bible and kind of translates what does it mean to you. Even though I'm not I didn't read the Bible, but I very much resonate with his work. And I think the Craig Braden study his work. And he speaks about the manifesting like it is happening now. It had already happened in the past tense. And that really resonated with me because then suddenly I says, okay, it's not that I'm gonna put all that wishing in a wishing and a wishing, because then we always just wish for something that may never come, instead of like really picking that thing and be grateful for it and imagine that you're having it. And I tried it many times. I recommend it to every people that I work with, and it is rather amazing how this works. So it's,
Yeah, I did an exercise kind of similar where it's take some money and put it in your pocket and spend the whole day walking around looking at all the things and going, oh, I could pay cash for that. Hey, I could pay cash for that.
I
I
did
could pay
too.
cash for that.
Yeah,
And you don't have to do it. It's just the
yeah,
idea that you could, right? It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
empowering. And everything's vibration, vibration. It's all about our vibration. So we're either in a vibration of, I don't have enough,
yeah,
and you can
yeah.
feel how that feels in the body, or we're in this vibration of, I could pay cash for that. I mean, it feels completely different. And so it's training the body to be in that different vibration and watch the magic happen. It's a lot of fun, actually.
It is. I think that that's when we step out of that limitation and just like suddenly there's open this field of the quantum possibilities that we somehow can attract that money. I have a girlfriend here in the
Yes.
Charleston, and when she first suggested it, I thought she's kind of like a little crazy. You know who you are. And she says, okay, Eva, let's go walk down to the King Street and let's go to the store and try on something, ridiculously expensive and just pretend that we can buy it. I was like, well, I don't really feel good about it. But then we tried it and we really fake it. And it was really good. And 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 then it's funny because at that time I think Tom texted me, goes, okay, he didn't even know where I was. He goes, okay, babe, if you find something that you like, just put it on the credit card. I was like, you have no idea what you are saying right now. But the universe worked that way, and I know if I would come with something ridiculously expensive home, I didn't, Tom, I didn't. Then he would be like, okay, we're gonna be paid off. Like he would be supportive to it. I have a great husband. I cannot complain. But it's that's how I think the energy and everything works when we allow it to ourselves. Then something come happen. People get promotion at work. Some people find inheritance. Some people win the lottery. I mean, you never know where that money comes from, but you always have to move forward that money or forward that work. You cannot stay only in that practice stage, right, Sheryl? Like there's a step from that.
Absolutely.
Like here we pretend and it feels good, but then universe give us the what you would say, the opportunity to earn that money that you can go and buy whatever you want, and you have to follow the opportunity, right? As a physical being.
Or it could show up in some other fun
Yeah,
way. And, it's also interesting that when we make the time and space for it, so it's not only letting go of how it shows up, it's creating the space and the intention that it's going to show up. And I talk about that in my new program. I actually was going, oh, okay, I'm ready for my new living room furniture, but I wasn't ready for my new living room furniture. I had my old living room furniture sitting there and there was nowhere to put it. And the minute I got rid of the old living room furniture, I found my new living furniture and had it delivered and got a great deal. Like I manifested the whole situation by creating the space, creating the intention, believing and inviting the universe. But there was a period of time where it didn't feel like it was going to happen yet. So that's why I talk about initially having that intuition, strengthening your intuition, strengthening your communication with your guidance. I knew when it was coming. I knew when it was time to sell my stuff. And the next day I found the furniture. So it's great to line all of it up so that you're really ready to do it. It's a
that
lot of fun.
story, I love it. If I can add to your story, when we were moving from Chicago 3 years ago, it's gonna be 3 years in the summer here. We with Tom decided that we're gonna leave all the furniture in the Chicago. I mean, we had all this used furniture and everything. When we kind of counted, it says, is it really worth it to pay for all the transportation to move it out there? And then we all agreed as a family of the four, and we don't count the dogs, just the children and us. We all make this collective decision that we're gonna take only what's gonna fit in this little crate. We have this little box, the crate that they move on the, the truck and move it down here. And so we packed only the most important things that we had, like the memories, the Christmas tree. I think was the Christmas tree. I love the Christmas tree. I had to take the Christmas tree, but no, it was like this crate. I don't know if it was like 10 by 10. It wasn't a big one, and we moved that in. And so when we moved in our new apartment, we had only inflatable mattress and our important things. But then we knew already people here in the South Carolina. It's this beautiful soul family. That was actually a reason why we moved here. And you know what? Everybody came and they brought us a piece of the furniture. We found a sofa on the Craigslist. Like if you look in our house, we have the pieces came from the people like amazingly, like again, we make the space, we gave, and sometimes it's hard, when you're living in that like, this is mine, this is what I save money for, right? And then you says, okay, I'm gonna do the act of the kindness. I'm gonna give it away, something good. I call it the pay forward. That's one of my favorite thing I would say in life.
Mm-hmm.
When you give it forward, so something comes come to me, and completely trust it, like with that full trust. So you make a space, you give something, it's gonna come forward. So I have a majority of our house is really giving us from the people that we know. Thank you guys.
That is so beautiful. And the neat thing about that is you look around and you feel the love of whoever gave it to you. It's like it's so beautiful when we let go of something. And another thing to do in manifesting is I would like the experience of this, please, or something better. And thank you. And then just let go of how it's going to show up, of when it's supposed to show up, because there is something beautiful being orchestrated for us
Yeah,
when we can just let go and learn to receive. And we've lived in a very masculine, which is to say, a very expressive, giving, reaching out culture. And the receiving isn't always the easiest thing for us, but that's half the fun of it, I think, is learning to get better at receiving and being grateful. And the better we can receive and be grateful, the more comes. And it opens a flow that is indescribable.
that's a good point that you mentioned, because I think that a lot of people get stuck in that receiving point when they feel that they are not worthy, right? And that goes back into who am I and what is it that I want from life. But I, meet a lot of people that I consult that they feel like I cannot receive, I cannot allow it to myself, I cannot charge money for this, or I cannot do this, I cannot do that. But why? Why you cannot, right? Why?
Yeah.
And I know I was there in that space several years ago as well when I did not allow myself to receive. I think many of us were there.
Oh,
And
yeah, I can totally relate. And that's why step one of the program is not manifesting. Step one of the program is how to build habits of loving myself every day. It builds our self-esteem, it builds our self-worth. It creating that as the foundation helps everything else work. And then we don't go from there into manifesting. We go from there into strengthening our intuition and our guidance, because then if we're not sure if something is for our highest good, we have that open channel of communication to ask and to hear and to receive the information and really be guided in our journey so that what we manifest is really for our best good.
right.
So I think it all flows together. It's really a nice patchwork to start with the foundation of loving ourselves. And it's something else that a lot of us can get better at. I mean, I'm still getting better at it. I'm still practicing what I preach and getting better and better. And so I think it's really good to have it as a habit. And I get to taking care of others like a lot of light workers, right? And I get bad at taking care of myself again. And then it's like, oh yeah, I got to be taking care of me.
Oh, I know. And I think that the best programs, like yours, really come from the people who walk that path and who you can visibly says, okay, I have changed it for myself. It is work for myself that can work for many others. It's not that, you are, on that path and you create a program that can work, that you're trying, to give out to people without you following your own advice and your
Mm-hmm.
own teaching. So you learn through walking on the path, you gain the knowledge on it, how to do it, and now you are sharing and teaching it to the others. So there's a practicality to married with the um, ancient wisdom teaching that you are doing, which I think is
Oh yeah, that's
absolutely
beautiful.
important, because it's hard to to be you want to be taught by somebody. There's something that they call the true teachers, which was many years ago. I says, if I want to be the teacher, I want to be true teacher. I don't want to just to teach something that I cannot I know I said the manifest, that I cannot to show that it is working for me, right? I remember a few years ago my teacher says, well, about something I didn't want her to tell Tom, and she says, well, if you don't want to tell him, then that was a silly thing about the website. And to changing the thing, I was like, it's gonna get upset and this and that. She says, how can you teach the others when you are not following your own words? And then I choke up on it. I was like, okay, let's do it. And it's never as bad as it is. We have to find a way to communicate one to another and really walk that talk that we do. And I think
Yes.
that's nice. We may not be the best one with all the fancy words and the greatest commercials for it, but we are the true one. And I think that's what I think what I really love to working with you, because you are a true, honest, genuine person. When you says, okay, if this one was working for me and this is where I am today, then I would not question, and I says, okay, have no problem, to invest the money in it, or, to learn it from you, or would not question it, because I know that I'm following something that is true, the honest, that is grounded, that is out there, and that it really deliver what is written there and much more. So that I think is
Hmm.
absolutely beautiful and great.
Well, if anybody has any questions, please ask. And yeah, so my program is available at 60% off for the rest of the month. So thank you, Tom, for posting the link, and check it out and go buy it at $33.33. I think it's affordable for everyone. If it's not and you really want it, you have an issue with it, reach out to me and we'll work something out, because I'd rather you have it. That's what's most important to me, if you feel guided to it. So yeah, I'd love to work with you. And Ava, I know we got the link up now for the meditation, didn't we?
Yes, we do. So we have posted. Thank that Cheryl is kicking my behind here, because sometimes I get a little bit behind. So guys, a little bit late, but that's why you're working between us. No, we have
Yes.
a link now. We have so the recorded meditation, what Cheryl and I recorded, is available on the YouTube. For those who will be in the area where you need to download the meditation, you can go to the Harmonic Convergence 333.com, and you can click on the meditation. I think Tom says the right click, and it shows you to save the file, and you can save the file in your computer or on your little device or whatever you want to take with you. Now, it is not necessary that you will listen our meditation on the August 11. If you want to, absolutely great. If you want to do your own, like here in the Charleston, we will improvise a little bit more, because there were so many people that came together and became so exciting that we decided to improvise a little bit more. And so that is absolutely great as well. Um, I know that Cheryl's going to have a wonderful event at Texas. I don't know if the writing.
Yes, we're going to be in Carmine, Texas. I've got that on journeyofpossibilities.com on the events page, and I'm also going to link to that meditation so you can download it from there as well. So if you're in Texas or you want to be in Texas, come join us on some really high vibrational, beautiful land that has all been created for healing and expansion and opening of whatever you're ready to open for. So yeah, we're going to go give back to that beautiful property and the people that have created it.
That's
And tell me about yours. You guys just had a meeting, right? And you've been
yes.
planning
We
and you're
had
getting
a
all excited.
pow meeting on Saturday morning at breakfast. We all get kind of hype up and excited about it. So here in Charleston, we're gonna meet at Stephanie's boyfriend house. So you guys from the Charleston know what I'm talking about. It is on the it is a beautiful private property on the that sits on the Wando River. I believe it's a Wando River. It's very private. There's plenty of the parking. So we're gonna meet there. We're going to have a little yoga and activation of our original part, whatever pathway. We have another friend coming and playing the crystal balls, and we're gonna do the prayer to the six directions, which was very close to the what Jose Arguelles used. I'm gonna speak the language of light, and hopefully in the afternoon we excited quite a few people to come to share with their musical instruments that they're gonna be playing, and we're gonna do potluck as well. So it's gonna be a fun event here. We are all looking forward to it, and we're all excited to plan it all together. So it's coming again better than expected. And then I heard us,
Yeah.
that quite a few people are planning to go. So guys, whenever you live close to us and you want to join us, then please do so. You can reach to Cheryl or me or to Tom. And I know there's going to be quite a few groups. I'm trying to tell people to list their events with us so you know where to go. If you are home alone, or if you are just with the two friends or so much on, make the best out of it. The most important part is to send the energy to the crystal with unconditional love. I know somebody just commented that I forgot the name, but this lady will be in the Kentucky, I believe, for the Harmonic Convergence instead of here in the Charleston. And I think it's very important that wherever you are around the world, I mean, there's 1,000 of us here. If that day, and even if you forget it's around 11, for the few minutes you just send out that unconditional love to the crystal wherever you are, we are activating grid from many different points and angles of the earth. And that is the important part. Prior days I was making a YouTube live about the inner earth and the beings of the inner earth. They are helping us, they are assisting us. I was making this joke that it's like the left side of the field is the light beings and the right side of the field is the dark beings, and we kind of like chasing, who's gonna get the crystal and who's gonna be there. And it's not as dramatic, but we want to look at it from the funny kind of the way that here we are and let's make the best out of it. And if you question, like, every time, sometime, we kind of take a step back and says, is this the right thing? Did we channel it right? How it's going to be? But like when I open my Facebook morning today and there's the 3 years and 333 project, today is the third part was the YouTube live. We are 7/11, the last month until the harmonic convergence and so much on. One thing is leading into another. We heard the message, we're following with it. So we are following in that unscripted way, I guess. It's not how we would like to have things perfectly designed and the plan. We kind of follow the energy now, which is absolutely fine. We are following the unconditional love, which is absolutely fine. And we're going to continue with it. I think August 11 is not the end of our group. I think it's the beginning. And I think that message that I received today, that we are the community, we really have to embrace it. I mean, originally, I think we all thought that we're coming together just for a few months, right? Create the harmonic convergence, and then we all are own separate place. But how we can go back to our own separate places? I don't want to. Like, if you want, guys, you can.
No.
But I don't want. I mean, we created a community, and community is gonna grow. And uh, I share something funny with you how we plan the things. In the 2015, I went for the first time to see the Cryon. I don't know if for those who are familiar with the Cryon messages channeling, the Carol Lee was just before we left to Chicago. It was like the biggest event of my life, right? And I had the opportunity to ask a question to Cryon. So of course I asked, what does he think about this tacit community that we're going to create? And the Cryon has a very depressing answer for me. He was saying something like, this is not working. You guys trying to just seclude ourselves and be more weird than you are. You have to be included into the in the among the people. And of course, that was absolutely not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear like crowns. It's like, yeah, we see you from the other side. We're giving you the support. It's absolutely the great. And I was there. I was like, man. And now, Aurora, you are watching, you were there with me, we were there with a few of my students and friends, and they were like, don't worry, Eva, it's not really, how he sees it, how you want it. I was like, okay, this is not really, really good. And I understand it today. There's no really a point. And then he actually could have touch up on it a little bit more, how Dr. Amber Wolf, the one who teaches the Lemurian sister, I think it's a Wolf, how she lived in the closed community, and how people do really seclude themselves and kind of like make themselves very different than the other ones. And we need to be included in community. I think that to have an online community means that we all come here and we are, the time travelers, we are the sun dancers, we are all those, what Jose Arguelles describe us that we are. And we take it and we bring it in our communities, in our people all around us. I totally understand that we cannot limitate ourselves to leave behind, fences and behind a beautiful and amazing place. Yeah, we may leave, 10, 20 families on the amazing 20 acres together and be, in most amazing enlightened energy and so much on. But it doesn't really help the mission. I think that we are supposed to be here on to really enlighten the others with our presence, to be the frequency holders and so much on. Now, I
Yes.
totally, guys, you who you live in the communities and doing this, I think you are amazing and so much on. And there is a reason why your calling is for this. It's just that mine wasn't for it. And And at the time, it was a hard pill to swallow. But now I'm really happy that I didn't get in my, ego and follow the path. And so this is just a beautiful beginning of something amazing that started that I didn't even know in the beginning of the year is going to happen. So thank you.
Yeah, I didn't see this coming either, but that's the best kind of surprise, right?
Yes, those absolutely are the best kind of the surprises that happen. So, guys,
Well, thank you all for joining us. I know we're already at a half hour flies. We try and keep this brief for you guys, and in 30 minutes goes like that, doesn't it?
no, it does. It doesn't feel like enough, but we don't want to, to keep it long and kind of drag it out for you. So we are excited now. Cheryl, I and will be creating these Facebook Lives every other Wednesday, right? We agreed every other Wednesday at the same time. It's the 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 our Eastern Time. And if there are special topics, that what would you like to talk about? Please, email or
Yeah,
write it up
let
there.
us
Open the
know.
topic about something. Let us know. We are willing to talk about anything, right? Don't think we
Yeah,
have.
so send us your questions or what's going on with you. I mean, the energy is amazing right now. There's a lot going on with the astrology and a lot of stuff coming up for people. So you guys let us know how we can help you.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you so much for spending this evening with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes. Thank
Bye.
you.
Love and light. Bye bye. Bye, everyone.